It begins with a moment that feels almost unreal, a moment that stops the entertainment world in its tracks. After months of silence, reflection, and raw honesty about his health, Eric Dane has stepped back into the spotlight with an emotional return to television that no one saw coming, and he didn't come back quietly. No, he returned with fire, vulnerability, and a story that feels painfully close to his own reality. In a brave move that has already shaken audiences, Eric Dane appears on NBC's medical drama Brilliant Minds, starring alongside Zachary Quinto, marking his first on-screen role since revealing his ALS diagnosis in April. And tonight, we're diving into every emotional detail of his comeback. The scenes that moved the cast and crew to tears, the personal battles mirrored in his character, and the powerful message behind the performance that is inspiring millions. The story begins with a reveal that left fans stunned. Eric Dane, best known for his work on Grey's Anatomy and countless other iconic roles, quietly filmed a guest appearance on Brilliant Minds portraying a firefighter facing the same devastating condition he is battling in real life, ALS. This wasn't just another acting job. This was something deeper, more intimate, and more courageous. It was a chance for him to show the world where he stands, emotionally and mentally, after sharing his diagnosis with the public. And from the moment he steps onto the screen, you feel it. The weight, the pain, the strength, the humanity. In his emotional comeback episode, airing on a Monday night Thanksgiving special on NBC, Eric Dane plays Matthew, a firefighter whose life is suddenly turned upside down as his body begins betraying him. From the very first scene, the emotional tension is overwhelming. We see Matthew struggling with the same heartbreaking questions that many ALS patients wrestle with. How do you continue being the hero for everyone else when your own strength is slipping away? How do you protect the people you love when you can no longer trust your own body? This storyline hits especially hard knowing that Eric Dane himself is fighting the same disease, making every shaky breath, every emotional pause, and every fearful glance feel terrifyingly real. But the most heartbreaking moment comes when his character finally admits the truth, not just to himself, but to his family. He delivers one of the most emotional lines of the episode and possibly of his entire career. Allowing myself to be rescued even when I don't want to. For me, this is the bravest thing I've ever done. And it's scary as hell, but it is worth it if it means more time with you. These are words that resonate far beyond the character of Matthew. These are words that feel like they come directly from Eric Dane's own heart. His voice trembles, not with fear, but with acceptance. With a deep understanding that strength sometimes means surrender. And that survival sometimes means letting others step in when you no longer can. And then comes the harrowing rescue scene that nearly broke the internet. Matthew is frozen, unable to respond to the emergency unfolding around him. His firefighter instincts, the instincts that once defined him, suddenly fail. He whispers, "I don't know. I can't move. I can't save them." It is a moment of complete collapse, of helplessness, of vulnerability. And as viewers, you don't just watch it. You feel it. You feel the terror of losing control over your body. You feel the heartbreak of wanting to save others but being unable to save yourself. And you feel the crushing reality of ALS through the eyes of a man who knows this battle far more intimately than any script could ever express. But the show doesn't leave us in despair, and neither does Eric Dane. Because this is where Zachary Quinto steps in, not just as a co-star, but as the emotional anchor of the entire episode. His character becomes the voice of reason, the voice of hope, the voice that pushes Matthew, and by extension, Eric to accept that he doesn't have to fight alone. After a powerful exchange, Matthew finally agrees to lean on the people around him. He finally stops pushing everyone away. He finally lets the village he spent years building carry him through the storm. This emotional climax drew a reaction on set unlike anything the crew had ever experienced. According to showrunner Michael Grassi, the final scene received a 10-minute standing ovation from everyone behind the cameras. A rare moment that shows just how deeply this performance touched those who witnessed it. And this scene is a moment that will likely live in television history. In the emotional closing moments, Matthew sees that he isn't alone after all. Standing in front of him is a crowd, not just co-workers, but people whose lives he saved over the years. These are the men, women, and families who are alive today because of him. His daughter asks, "Wait, who are all these people, Dad?" And he answers not with words, but with a look. A look of realization that even though his body is failing, his legacy is not. His life has been full of moments where he lifted others, and now it is time for them to lift him. As if this episode wasn't emotional enough, fans learned something even more powerful. Eric Dane filmed this role in mid-October, just weeks after he missed the Grey's Anatomy reunion at the Emmys because of a fall. That left him needing stitches in his head. And that real-life incident inspired one of the episode's most striking moments. A small but symbolic scene where his character receives medical attention for a similar injury. When asked how he fell, Matthew responds simply, "I was being careless." It's a moment that mirrors reality, blurring the line between Eric the actor and Eric the patient. It reminds viewers that behind the scenes, he is navigating an emotional and physical battle that most of us cannot even begin to imagine. So, how did this opportunity come about? According to Michael Grassi, Eric Dane was already a fan of the show. It was his team who reached out, expressing his interest in being part of a storyline that resonated with what he was going through personally. Through a series of thoughtful, emotional conversations, Eric helped shape the script, infusing it with authenticity, honesty, and raw vulnerability. This wasn't just acting, this was catharsis. This was a man using his craft to tell his truth, to show the world that even in the face of something as terrifying as ALS, he is still fighting, still giving, still inspiring, and if there's one thing people are taking away from this performance, it's hope. Pure, desperate, necessary hope. Hope in perseverance. Hope in community. Hope in the quiet moments of strength that come not from running into burning buildings, but from learning to accept help. Eric shares a message that has already gone viral. Sometimes the most heroic thing you can do isn't running into the burning building. It's quieter, smaller, I just take it one beat at a time. I would say never give up. These words are more than dialogue. They are a survival mantra, one that millions of viewers are now carrying with them. And just when the episode reaches its emotional peak, Matthew's young daughter asks him the most heartbreaking question. "Hey, where are you?" And he answers softly, "I'm right here." A simple answer, but one loaded with meaning. Even as his body changes, even as his world grows more frightening, even as the future becomes uncertain, he is still there. Present, fighting, loving, living, and so is Eric Dane.